Thanks. Hi, this is John Carlini, and here's another in our series of quick guitar tips. This one is going to be about the blues. We're going to play blues in G. So you know, blues has three chords: the one chord, the four chord, and the five chord, and they're all dominant seventh chords. So the one chord is G7, and the four chord is C7, and the five chord is D7, and that's all you need. So if you're going to play blues, and then you go to C7 for the four chord, and then back to G7, and then D7, C7, G7, and then you turn it around on a D and you're back to the top. 12 bars. So we're going to use the three-note chords that I love so much, and use economy of motion. The critical element in a dominant seventh chord is called the tritone. The tritone is the relationship between the third of the chord and the flatted seventh of the chord. You can slow all this down and go through it point by point later on, but we have to do this quickly. So if you make your fourth and middle finger play the tritone. Here in G7, the third is B. B is the fourth fret of the third string. You play that with your pinky. And the flatted seventh is F natural, so you play that with your middle finger on the fourth string, and there's your tritone for G7. Okay? So here it is. You don't need anything else. You don't even need, you can let the bass player play the root. You don't have to play the root. There's your G7 chord right there. Now, the tritone of the C7 chord is the same thing, the third and the flatted seventh. The third of C is E, and the flatted seventh is B flat. Look what you have here. You have F and B, and we want to go to E and B flat. Where's that? Right there. There's C7. There's G7. The five chord, D7, the third is F sharp, and the flatted seventh is C. What do we have now? F and B. There's D7, fret higher. So the one chord is here, the four chord is a half step below the one chord, and the five chord is a half step above the one chord. Okay, so now you can play blues, and if somebody is singing or you have a bass player, the bass player can play the roots. Here's the four chord. Back to the one chord. Five chord. 4, 1, 5. Now, you can play the roots because you're a guitar player, maybe you don't have a bass player, it's easy to play the roots. You just, on the G chord, you put your first finger on G. Okay? To get to the four chord, pick up your index finger, slide the tritone down to C7, put your third finger on C, and there's your root. Back to G. D, slide up, put your third finger on D. 4, 1. The move you want to get together is you want to keep your third and your middle and fourth finger on that tritone at all times and manipulate them around, and then the root is going to be either on the sixth string with your index finger or on the fifth string with your third finger. So you want to get that kind of move together. And everything is movable, of course, so now you can play blues in A. There's your four chord, D7, and your five chord is here, E7, and then down to A. So it's a guitar, so if you're going to play blues in B flat, there's blues in B flat, then now you can play with your trumpet player friends in B flat and your saxophone friends. So here's your blues in B flat. 5, 1, 4, 1. Okay, economy of motion is where it's at in the guitar world. Thanks. Talk to you again soon. Bye.